This is No BS Job Search Advice Radio, episode 2480. I'm Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter, and welcome. Nice weekend, and my wife is on her way to visit her mom, who's having surgery this week, and my wife is going to be the heroine to help her during the recovery. Hope the operation goes smoothly. Hope there are no mistakes made. You know, I worry about my mother-in-law. She's in her late 80s, and she's been suffering for a little bit of time and is having hip replacement done. So, you know, if you're inclined, a nice little prayer is always welcome. Today's show is one about one of those classic mistakes that people make, and that's letting themselves being distracted. Hope you find this helpful. Hope you give it a great review wherever you listen to the show. It does help other people discover it. Share it. Leave a comment. Do something that lets people know it was worthwhile. And we'll be back in just one moment. More and more firms are bringing people back to the office to interview. And what I've found is one of the dumb interview mistakes that people are making is they're letting themselves be distracted by their phone while they're waiting. They're not being aware of their environment and thus surprised when someone comes out to greet them. That throws off your balance and equilibrium. You feel unprepared and kind of get startled because you're distracted. You're also not focusing on your mental preparation for the beginning of the interview when they decide whether or not to pay attention within 5 minutes of you starting the interview. You know, they can be very polite and cordial, but after 5 minutes, they figure out whether or not to pay attention to anything you're saying. So I always remember this story about when I still did recruiting. I was visiting a client of mine at one of the banks, and there was a settee in the reception area where on one side of it, you could have a doorway behind the right shoulder, and opposite was another door. There was also one against the wall where you could see both doorways and someone coming out to greet you. Someone I watched became engrossed in their copy of the New York Times. It was a rainy day. They had an umbrella, a raincoat, a hat, the New York Times, and the person who came out to greet them came out over their right shoulder, and they were startled when they heard their name. They now had to fold the newspaper, pick up their coat, their hat, their umbrella, their briefcase. People used briefcases then, and they were startled. I know the first couple of minutes were bad for this person because I could see how thrown off they were. Admittedly, you won't have a newspaper with you. You'll have your phone. And that's going to be the distraction for you if you let it be that way. You could be kept waiting for 2 minutes and called in, but I think you're best served by reviewing any notes you have on your phone about the interview, about the person that you're meeting with, and then focusing on the handshake, the smile, and being ready when they ask your name, they call your name to come in for the interview. I'm Jeff Altman. Hope you find this helpful. My website is thebiggamehunter.us. Go there and go exploring. There's just going to be a lot there to help you in the blog. And you can also schedule time for a free discovery call with me, schedule time for a coaching session. I'm great at interview preparation. I really am. Find out about my courses about interviewing, my books and guides. There's a lot there that'll help you. And I'm going to also encourage you, connect with me on LinkedIn at linkedin.com/IN/The Big Game Hunter. Have a terrific day, and most importantly, be great.